everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. There's something that happens when something that happens when December ends, when December ends, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give him a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's something that happens when something that happens when December ends.
All right, Pensacola, good morning. Merry Christmas, baby. All around the world this morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah. It's Merry Christmas,
baby. Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. It's almost Christmas time. It is Wednesday this morning, hump day, y'all. Wednesday, hump day. Wednesday, hump day. Y'all, welcome to Vernon this morning. I got my coffee. Y'all get your coffee? Lois, you got your coffee this morning? Oh my God. Somebody maybe rolled over, but wouldn't that be the best Christmas gift of all, y'all? Wouldn't that be the best Christmas gift of all? I can tell you the truth. Oh, have mercy. Well, let me tell you what we're going to do this morning that we always do. This is Wednesday, y'all. Wednesday morning, so we got a great show lined up for you. We're going to talk about some of the news that's happening around the community, happening around Pensacola, happening around the Gulf Coast, happening around the state of Florida, happening around the United States of America, and around the world. Just some headlines, just some topics to get you to go to your own news source and get the details on it. I can't get into the details, but I can tell you the basic headlines of what actually happened in the last 24 hours or so. So stay tuned. Tell everybody. Just go texting everybody. Start get on social media. Turn your TV on. Turn Alexa on. Turn whatever you got to get this show. Get it. And do what you need to do. So this morning, what we got this morning, it's Wednesday, and we're going to talk about some Black History facts during this day. We're going to, at around 7:30 time frame, we're going to bring on Mr. Ellison Bennett for what I call the community report. He's going to do the community report for us this afternoon. And then we got Charles Thornton is going to be on at 8 o'clock. But about 7:45, we're hoping to have Mr. Delarian Wiggins on. He can talk about this. This is City Councilman Delarian Wiggins. He's going to talk about some of those issues that's going on with the Baptist Hospital area out there. That's been an issue lately. So he's definitely going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about a lot of other good things throughout the show. You just remind everybody that Vernon is on this morning. Yes, sir. Vernon is on this morning. All right, let me just take a quick commercial break. But when we finish that, we'll come back and we'll talk about some of the things that's going on around your world. Okay?
Navigating heart care can be challenging. Baptist makes it better with the latest treatments and innovations and the area's largest, most experienced heart team ready to create a care plan just for you. All when you need us most. Let Baptist make it better. Baptist Healthcare.
Hey, Escambia. Today, we're talking trash, specifically bulk waste.
Starting July 1st, 2023, bulk waste service will be called for pickup. You can schedule a pickup by calling the ECUA Customer Service Department anytime before 2 p.m. on the day prior to your normal pickup day. Bulk pickup is still included at no additional charge.
Check out ecua.fl.gov for more information.
Know what to throw, 850.
From affordable home equity lines and home loans to high-yield checking that pays 5.05% APY, Penn Air combines innovative banking with a commitment to our community. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
The Service Center at Pete Moore Chevrolet can maintain the life of your vehicle regardless of make or model. Our certified factory-trained technicians have the expertise for domestic and import vehicles. And the Pete Moore Advantage provides you complimentary services whenever you stop by. Our Collision Center accepts all insurance, provides lifetime warranties on all workmanship and paint, and offers a deductible reimbursement program. So when you need service or repair, let the Pete Moore Service and Collision Center work for you.
Hi, I'm Jessica Ford. I'm the owner of FD Builds. Energy efficiency is very important in today's market. With higher interest rates and rising costs, it's important that home buyers maintain their bottom line of affordability. The nice thing about natural gas and natural gas appliances is that it's more energy efficient than their electrical counterparts, and at the end of the day, the utility bills are lower. Our relationship with the Pensacola Energy team is phenomenal. From customer service to their field teams, it's just a seamless process. We love Pensacola Energy.
All right, good morning, y'all. Good morning. You got Vernon this morning. Yes, sir. You got Vernon this morning in his coffee cup. Y'all spread the word. Share, get on Facebook and YouTube and spread the word. Tell everybody that Vernon is on this morning. If you want to know what's going on in and around your community, because this is an information station, y'all. Information station. So you know what is happening in your world. Yes, sir. You know what's happening in your world. I want to say good morning to Mrs. Lois Bless Pugh Pruitt this morning up in St. Louis, Missouri. Good morning, Miss Pruitt. She's an avid listener. And so just tell everybody that Vernon is on this morning, okay? All right. Y'all want to see what's going on around the world in your community? Well, let's start with your community. Let's start locally here. Y'all remember I been talking about all week. You say, remember? I know you do. I know you've been talking all week about the Baptist Hospital project over there. We had the associate mayor, associate county city commissioner on, city manager, associate city manager on yesterday. And one of his jobs is to manage and help with the Baptist Hospital project. But just more than just a project, you know, the black folks, we're concerned about gentrifications and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have Delarian Wiggins on sometime about 7:45 this morning, about 7:45. He's going to talk to us about that as well. But they got other issues that's going on at that project, okay? The other issue that's going on is the cutting of the tree. They got some old oak trees there, and so everybody, they've been protesting City Hall about the cutting down and demolition of the pruning and all that of those trees, okay? They are concerned about that. So now the issues begin to pile on about the project. It was about getting the stuff about gentrification and about getting that project. They went to New Orleans and see how they did it in New Orleans and gentrified. That was the problem. Then the problem about the contractor for the demolition of it and making sure that black folks get in on some of the project about that. Now they added to that is the trees about it. And so you got multiple problems and multiple levels on that old Baptist Hospital project that sits right dead in our neighborhood. So keep your eyes on that, y'all. Keep your eyes on that. Turning the page, you know Greyhound bus services? Remember, we used to have the Greyhound bus station downtown. Then eventually, as buses didn't get as popular, but more people are using airplanes, so they abandoned the bus station. They used to have a Trailway bus station and a Greyhound bus station downtown. Y'all remember that? Okay, but then they moved it out on Highway 29 up there by the McDonald's there, and they had it there for a while, and then eventually the bus station actually closed there on 29, but they still had a bus stop. In other words, when the Greyhound come through and it stopped there, you just couldn't go inside. It was the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life. You had to wait outside for the bus to get in and off and stuff like that. And then they moved it again somewhere off of I-10 or somewhere or another. You have to go and pick up the bus. I don't know where it is. But guess what? Good news. Good news. Good news. Good news. Greyhound has made a deal. Folks that own Greyhound, I'm assuming, they made a deal with the Pensacola Airport, y'all. The Greyhound bus is going to be starting today. The pickup and drop off for the Greyhound bus, and the Greyhound bus station going to be at the Pensacola International Airport, y'all. Okay, at the airport. Wow. I always talk about when my ship come in, I'll be at the bus station. Now I'm going to be at the airport. Yeah. So they got 3 trips a day. Three trips a day planned, and they're going eastbound and westbound Greyhound. So the new location, if you riding a Greyhound bus, probably the more economical way to do it now. The new Greyhound bus station stop is going to be at the Pensacola Airport. Okay, Pensacola International Airport. So tell you folks about that. All right. Also on the local scene, the Escambia County Sheriff's Office arrested 3 or 4 people yesterday in the county, and they ended up crashing the car, and so they apprehended the 3 individuals, maybe 4 individuals. They claim one individual tried to flee and turn around and pointed a gun at the officer. The officer fired twice, but good thing the officer wasn't aiming wasn't good, because he didn't hit anybody, so nobody was hurt. And so they apprehended these individuals that was a part of a theft ring that they had. So, but read it about it. Go to your news source and get the full details about that as well. Okay. Milton Police Department, they removed an explosive device safely out of a car that somebody had, a bomb, so to speak, but the Milton Police Department actually safely removed that explosive before it was blown up. All right, another good news, field kind of news thing locally. The ACA Florida West, they doing some renovations over there, and so they had just completed phase 1 of the innovation. So renovation over there. So if you in and around the ACA over on Davis Highway, you might want to check it out. They got some very nice facilities over there now. Okay. All right. The Pensacola State College issued somewhat of a apology. I don't know what it said, but they issued a statement about the incident that happened on graduation day. They're having a graduation, and a young man had a heart attack. He had a heart attack, but his wife was graduating. Okay, and so he, in the middle of all that, he had a heart attack while he was out there cheering his wife on for graduating, and but the controversial about it is that the graduation did not stop. The graduation, with all the brouhaha going on, the graduation continued, and some people had issues with that. They said they should have halted the graduation while the incident was going on. Dr. Meadows, I believe, issued a statement yesterday saying that they was really typically unaware of the situation, and nobody came to the stage and informed them of what was happening. But now, to their credit, Pensacola State College credit, they offered to pay some of the funeral expenses. They offered to give that young lady another opportunity, because she obviously didn't get a chance to go across the stage and pick up a plumage, so they offer her the opportunity to participate in the next election cycle, which I believe is in graduation cycle. I believe it's in March and so forth. So Pensacola State College, not Miller, they offered some amends for that as well. You remember the young men that, I think it was the 3 young men that did a drive-by shooting some time ago and killed a 70-year-old woman, Mrs. Myra Hayes. Well, and they tried to escape off of the bridge over in Santa Rosa County. When they jumped over the bridge, one of them died, one of them was apprehended, and the other one got away, but they finally apprehended him. Well, the trial is going on this week, y'all. You need to follow that. One of the things I intend to do on WBQP TV, since they do have cameras into the courtroom, I'm going to see on these high-profile trials like that to see if we can cover those trials gavel to gavel. You know, I remember the days when we first came on the air back in we came on air in 1992, but in 1995, when we became the Warner Brothers affiliate, we carried the OJ trial gavel to gavel every day. Okay, so maybe we can do something like that locally. The Escambia County Sheriff's Office is also investigating, y'all, a shooting that happens in Inslee this weekend. They don't quite have all the suspects together, but they're investigating that as we speak. Remember, we reported last week a 27-year-old woman was missing, but good news, she was found. She was found okay on December the 7th. Okay, on December the 2nd. Now let's talk about what's going on around the state of Florida. Florida is to start restricting some of the SNAP benefits, okay? Particularly with, you're not going to be allowed to, with the EBT card, you're not going to be allowed to buy certain sugary products, okay? Candies and drinks and stuff like that. The state of Florida don't consider nutritious and so forth. So if you're affected by that, if you're affected by the SNAP benefits, so look forward to changes in that arena. Okay. Also, the state of Florida issued a memorandum explaining the not say explain, but clarifying the new license plate law. You know, they got a license plate law. If you license plate, the little frame around your license plate, if you will, if that frame cover up certain vital information on your tag, then you can be, the first will you be warned. The first ticket, since this law took effect, I think October the 1st, and law enforcement officers will warn you the first time. But if you do it, if you got another ticket, I think the fine is $500, a $500 fine to do that. Since it's a very brand new law, it's starts some controversy about the implementation of the law. So the state decided to issue some clarifications on the law. What they saying is that as long as they can see that little yellow sticker, okay, that little yellow sticker that you got up in the upper right hand corner, as long as it's clear, you're good. And as long as you can see your tag number, that you're good. They're not concerned about in the three requirements. As long as they can see that little yellow sticker, as long as they can see the tag number, and as long as they can see what state this tag belongs to, okay, then you're good, okay. And most of those little frames, most of them probably comply with it. I had a frame on mine, and so, but I saw my problem a long time ago without that. I was too lazy to take this frame out. Every time I got a new sticker, I was too lazy to take the little sticker off and put it on there, so I just put it right below the frame, so mine was always visible, so I won't have that problem. or if you get pulled over, and you probably going to be warned, but if they can't see it, fix it. Now, you asked the problem about the tag. One of the things that led up to this law was that people was using these plastic shields, covers over the tag, which tag readers and toll readers could not see the tag. What it does when they take a picture of it, the light reflects off of it, and you can't identify the tag. That's what led up to getting this law passed, okay? Because people was abusing the system. They used to go on Amazon and different places and order these. This a clear cover, it looks clear, but to the camera eye, the camera couldn't identify it, and the tag readers can't identify it, and the toll readers couldn't identify what tag number it is, and so therefore it became an issue that led up to this law. Okay, so hey, be aware. Also, in the state of Florida, they got the green light yesterday. I think the 11th Circuit Court gave Florida the green light to enforce this anti-drag show law. Okay, now I said that to say, because and I know there's been some controversy over this coming up Christmas drag show. Now, you just wait and see how this going to play out. Okay, the city of Pensacola. Now, maybe I should have asked yesterday about it, but I asked next week. Is the show is on? The show is the drag show for this Christmas, and I don't know when it was scheduled for the Singer Theater for the drag folks. This is scheduled, but a lot of controversy was about having it and not having it, and so the city decided that it is cheaper to keep her. In other words, it's cheaper to go ahead with the drag show than to cancel it and get sued and so forth. So they're going to do that. But now, in light of the new Florida green light, it's the 11th Circuit. I'm sure somebody's going to appeal it to the Supreme Court. But right now, they can, as I understand it, enforce this new drag show law. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Okay, stay tuned for that. Another bit of state business is that the Florida Power and Lights want to warn people about scamming. Okay, people trying to go door to door and phone calls and texts and online. Don't fall for the okie doke. Okay, don't fall for the okie doke. If anybody approach you, call you, text you, email you, knock on your door, demanding payments for Florida Power and Lights, get on the phone and call Power's Florida Light to legitify, to make sure it's correct. 9 times out of 10, it's a scam. Okay, 9 times out of 10 is a scam. And also help folks to tell the older folks about scams. As enlightened as I like to be and think I am, I got an email the other day from Navy Federal. Okay, Navy Federal. I have a credit card with Navy Federal, and a very legitimate. You couldn't tell it was fake. You couldn't tell it was fake. They said that give them a call, click on this thing, go in your account, because my credit limit was over. I was over my credit limit. Well, I know that couldn't be true because I haven't used that card, so I got a zero balance on my credit card. Okay, and so I just politely picked up the phone and called Navy Federal what's going on, and it turns out, as I thought, it was a scam. Okay, it was a scam, but not before I clicked on that damn thing. It says click in your account to see those charges that over. I clicked into it, and they wanted to put your user ID and your password in there, and I did do that. I said, well, because I didn't have time to call, so I just clicked into it, just try. And then the first sign of when you click into it and it goes nowhere. Okay, It didn't go anywhere. It didn't get to the site. It didn't go to the federal site. So, but that was a scam. So what they're doing is, crooks are doing is, they force, number one, most are legitimate, most, and I don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, you can get to the best of it. But most of them already have your username in there. Only thing I do is password. This did not have the username and password, so I typed them a username, I typed them a password, but it still didn't get to the site. Now, then the red light came on, so I got on the phone and I called Navy Federal to make sure it was them. They said, no, it wasn't us. You don't have a balance with us. And so I had to end up forcing to change my password, because I know that they recorded the password and the username that I had in there. So be careful, y'all. Be careful of these crazy scams, okay? The crazy scams. Be very, very careful of them. Let's look at what's going on the national front, y'all. I have to tell you, we got a batshit crazy president. I'm not backing on to that. The man must be deranged. I think it's time to invoke the 25th Amendment. He has no morals. He has no scruples. He has no redeeming values, none whatsoever. That's my opinion. I'm going to stick with it. And I think he's a crazy son of a bitch. Excuse my expression, but I say it again. He's a crazy son of a bitch, in my opinion. In light of everything that's going on with the death of Rob Reiner, he sent out this crazy, deranged email, post, or whatever we want to do. Has no respect, how can we let something like that represent the United States of America? I'm always so embarrassed about that. It's just absolutely amazing. And then he complaining to his wife, he told her, you remember she had all these red trees. She had all these red trees in the White House for Christmas. So he told her, hey baby, it ain't time for some green trees. Ought to be green. Trees ought to be green. But he's a batshit crazy president. I said it, and I'm gonna stand by my position. And anybody knows me, and I'm unapologetic for it, that he wasn't my selection for president. And I hope that people that we had good people that supported him, but I hope they can see the results of it. He has signed more than 220 executive orders in this 11 months that he's been in office, and all of them been disastrous policies. So I don't know. The very latest thing he's done, being a racist president. Yes, I call your president of the United States racist, because that's what I believe in my heart. Now, actions speak louder than words to me. Okay, his actions, I tell you, like he might not be racist. He might not be not maybe be racist, but he sure got racist attitude, or racist tendencies. I can tell you that. I can tell you that right now. But anyway, he have put travel bans on countries of color, particularly African. He added another 15 or 20 bans on countries of people that nations that are black, but allowing all the nations with white companies to come into the United States. That he put a travel ban on that. Also, equally as crazy as his administration is doing, Pete Hegseth. Oh, we just, can you believe, we got to be the laughing stock of the world. I cannot believe I have in my whole lifetime have seen anything like this. I lived a long time, okay, over 7 decades, and we had some presidents, at least they wasn't great, but they were respectful and they was presidential. This fool we got in here now, let me get up. But anyway, they were refusing to release the video file of that second strike. In fact, they went to the position of making it top secret making it classifying it as top secret in order that it would never see the light of day. Never see the light of day. And a judge on yesterday, well, they hadn't made a decision, but based on the hearing, you know, the historical society or the organization that get historic buildings in D.C. sued the Trump administration for tearing down the east wing of that building without getting authority. It looked like the judge is going to be inclined to agree with this food, okay, to continue with the ballroom. And their rationale is that, well, they need to have that ballroom because underneath the ballroom is a bunker, okay, and they need to have something on top of the bunker. Hell, if we hadn't tore it down, we wouldn't have had to do that as well. All right, y'all. One thing I missed about in the state news, and it's good news. I try to end it on a little bit of good news. Housing prices in the state of Florida and is coming down a little bit, so that is a good thing. Housing prices is coming down, okay, and also the Blue Angels is released their schedule. They're going to have 5 or 6 shows in the state of Florida during the 2026 season. And they just made a visit down to Vero Beach very recently. So, all right, if you don't die from Trump deranged syndrome, which if it's any such disease, maybe I got it. Because I tell you, I'm drinking my coffee, y'all. But anyway, that is what I need to share with you in and around Pensacola, in and around the state of Florida, in and around the state, these United States, and so forth. So I gotta go back to a commercial break. But when we come back, y'all, we're gonna be talking. Hopefully, we're gonna be talking to Ellison Bennett very, very shortly here, okay? And we're gonna talk about some other stuff as well. So stay tuned.
Some mobile companies make it hard to get a good deal. But at Cox Mobile, we know there's a better way to save. A smarter way. That's why we run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability without breaking the bank. You'll pay as low as $30 per line. It's a win-win. Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile.
Looking to start a career or change your current career? Pensacola State College is the place for you. Choose from short-term, high-demand career and technical education programs ranging from commercial vehicle driving to medical assisting. Call 850-484-2000.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Call State Farm agent Arthur Searcy for your personal price plan today.
I remember these. Will I have the money to send my kid to college? Well, that's specific. How long has that been there? 7-letter word for a bank that helps you reach your goals.
Synovus. Order for Synovus?
Thank you.
Are you Synovus?
Yes.
Are you gonna ask or should I?
A solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Let's talk about your potential today.
Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home has been in business since 1913. Hi, I'm David Hawkins, the owner of Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, saying we are a full-service funeral home. We offer pre-need funeral planning. We have a newly remodeled chapel and conference facility. Stop by and see us today. We have 9 vehicles, all waiting to service you. At Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, we appreciate your stopping by. On behalf of all of our family here at Joe Morrison Son Funeral Home, thank you so much for allowing our family to serve you.
Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street, Pensacola, Florida. Gentlemen, fine clothing at an affordable price. Suits starting at $139. Dress, shoes, hats, and accessories. Here at Viola's Menswear, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida. Call today at 429-7146, 2727 West Cervantes Street in Pensacola, Florida.
All right. Good morning, y'all. You got Vernon this morning. Yes, sir. I need you to go ahead and check your Powerball. Check your lottery tickets. You know, I don't know. I don't have the ticket number. I didn't have time to pull it up. But you know, that was a $1.1 billion ticket. So maybe you get lucky. Maybe that's going to be the best Christmas gift that you ever going to have, y'all. Maybe so. So if it is, you might want to check it this morning. I think it played last night, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to say good morning to everybody. A great hump day, nice day in Pensacola, Florida. The weather has been agreeing with us a little bit. It's 50 degrees outside, and it looked like we might have some rain tomorrow. It looked like we're going to have about an 80% chance of rain on tomorrow, but going into the weekend, y'all, they're going to be 0 chance of rain, as I've been told. The weatherman, that's what the weatherman told me. So the degrees outside right now. So that's good, tolerable weather for December. Y'all remember Christmas time. While I'm on the subject, I want to say hello to Miss Juanita Pettigrew Schumo. Hey, Sugar, how you doing this morning? But anyway, Christmas time coming up, y'all. Christmas time is coming up. Okay? And so, how many days we got? And in fact, tomorrow week, it will be Christmas Day. And you know what we always like to say in the media? Can you believe it? Can you believe it's Christmas? Can you believe this? Can you believe that? Yeah, can you believe it's going to be Christmas Day next Thursday? And speaking of that, our show will be on Monday and Tuesday, but we're gonna take off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day we're gonna take off, okay? So we won't be here on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but we'll be back. The show will be back on Friday. So we'll be on Monday and Tuesday, okay? So make sure you pass the word on Monday and Tuesday, but not Wednesday and Thursday, because we're gonna take the holidays off then. But we'll be back on Friday. Also, don't forget the Blues Hound show on Saturday mornings from 10 to 2. And so we won't miss the Blues Hound show, because Blues Hound show is always after the holiday. And in fact, since Christmas is on Thursday, that makes for a long weekend, y'all. That makes for a long weekend. So you have Christmas, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it ought to be nice. Hopefully you have family coming in. If you plan to travel, make sure that you plan early enough, okay, that you can factor in any flight delays and so forth. Because if you intend to travel, definitely be safe on the highway, okay? Now, for those folks that are mailing Christmas gifts, okay, you might want to check with UPS, you might want to check with FedEx, you might want to check with Amazon, and you definitely want to check with the post office, okay? Because if you want your gift to get there on Christmas Eve, they had certain deadlines. I hope you had checked those deadlines, and I think some of those deadlines had passed for regular mail, okay? In order for you to get your package, you're guaranteed your package is going to get to whomever you send them to. Obviously going to be, you got to send them express, which is going to cost you a little bit more money, but make sure that they do that if you want it to, you're going to, in other words, what I'm telling you, it's going to cost you a little bit more money to get there now, okay? So you have to pay attention to when their cutoff was, and the post office cutoff is gone for regular mail, and also all the other delivery service, for their cutoff is passed. In order for you to guarantee that these packages going to be there, you're going to have to do like an overnight, an express, a 3 day or 2 days, something like that. So if you got some folks out of town, make sure that if you're going to send them some packages, make sure that you get it in on time. We don't want We don't want it to not have a package for Christmas, Santa Claus for Christmas, okay? I can remember the days, y'all, and I'm telling my age, that we always had packages for Christmas calls. In the country in Burnt Corn, Alabama, we always had to rely upon Sears and Roebuck catalogs and J.C. Penney catalogs and Montgomery Ward's and Bell Hess, and you had to order your stuff early and so forth, so you can get it on time. So we're used to that kind of stuff. So everything is full. It's amazing how everything come in full circle. But that's what the same thing that we're doing today. But I do want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. Okay, a very, very Merry Christmas and everything. So we're gonna do that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be talking to Mr. Ellison Bennett at 7:30, and hopefully I'll be talking to Delarian Wiggins at about 7:45, and Charles Thornton at about 8 o'clock. And we're going to be talking about different subject levels. But one of the things I did promise you that because the MLK parade is coming up, and I want to talk about that in a minute, but immediately after the MLK parade, we got Black History. But here on WBQP TV and WBQP Radio, you're going to have Black History all year, okay? We're going to have Black History all year, okay? So we're going to give you a Black History segment every day here so you can learn Black History with the banning of books and the banning of programs, DEI programs, diversity, and with the attack on those kind of things. It's going to be incumbent upon us, okay, to do our own education, okay, to do our own education. Now, I just want to remind you that the MLK parade is coming up, y'all. The MLK parade is coming up. We need to get registered for the MLK parade. Please do get registered for the MLK parade, okay? We need your support, and we need you to call the MLK hotline, okay? The MLK hotline is 850-378-9242. The MLK Parade hotline is 850-378-9242. And the MLK weekend, and I think the cutoff is like the end of the year before you can get registered for the parade. You can go on the website and register, or you can call this number and register for parade. They're also looking for vendors, okay? If you're a vendor and you want to make some money during the MLK parade, and then you got it, okay? You got it, okay? Just call the MLK hotline, as I call it, 850-378-9242. And the Pink House, which is affectionately known as the Ella Jordan Museum, is holding a contest, an essay contest. Y'all get hold of Mr. Walter Gully or anybody down at the Ella Jordan House, because they want kids to get involved with an essay contest, and they're going to be a prize for the best MLK Black History contest that they're running. I'm going to have Mr. Jordan. I'll have him on to talk about that. But the prize is $500. First prize, I think $300 second prize, and $1 for the third prize. So tell your kids to get that pencil out, okay? Computer, don't be cheating with ChatGPT. We want to get innovation, okay? We want your brain power. We want your imagination, okay? Your creativity. So get a hold of the Ella Jordan House and tell your kids to get involved with that contest. And we're going to talk to like I say, we're going to talk to Mr. Gully sometime about the specifics of that. All right, now let me explain the upcoming MLK weekend. We are not only going to have the parade, but we have the MLK weekend coming up. They will have their MLK youth program on Thursday nights, generally around 7 o'clock. On Saturday morning, they have the prayer breakfast on Saturday night, we usually have Living the Dream, MLK Living the Dream event down at the community center. So we're gonna be talking to somebody about that as well. And then on Sunday afternoon, we got the MLK religious program, and then of course on Monday we got the parades. Okay, we got the parades coming up on Monday. Alrighty. Let's start with the parade. We start with the Milton Parade. Okay, the Milton Parade. Okay, the Milton Parade is on Monday at 9 a.m. and also in Milton. The they will have the what they call the block party as well after the parade. The parade is starting at 9 o'clock, so around noontime, I believe it's at Chester Park. Y'all correct me on that. They have their what they call the block party, the MLK block party, so you don't want to miss that. In Pensacola, however, we're going to have the MLK parade starting at 11 o'clock. Okay, starting at 11 a.m. And it's going to be broadcast live on WBQP TV and Blab TV as well. Hope myself and Linda Sunshine Moore and Mr. Roberts is going to be hosting this year's parade and so forth. And so when you finish that parade, the Cantonment Parade starts around 4 p.m. on the same day. So we got a whole day of parades, okay? Whole day of parades. I think we just overloaded our system here. It's amazing to me how this worked, but overloading the system and on the radio side and how we got kicked out. So the only thing to do is refresh. Just refreshing your app. Just do a slide down, just refreshing the app, and you'll be back on. Sometimes when you have so many folks on the system, sometimes it generally sometimes it kicks you out of the system as well. But again, like I said before, make sure that you pass the word about these cultural events coming on. All right, y'all, it's getting about 7:30 time frame, and I'm gonna go to a Black History moment, and when we come back, hopefully we'll be talking to Mr. Ellison Bennett. Y'all stay tuned.
In 1965, President Lyndon Baines Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act, bringing down one of the last legal vestiges of Jim Crow segregation. Just 5 days later, an altercation between an unarmed black man and the police sparked riots on the streets of Watts, a predominantly black neighborhood in Los Angeles. The riots revealed that America still faced deep racial issues, and in the coming years, urban unrest roiled cities across the nation.
Dr. King's message of nonviolence wore thin as the 1960s progressed, particularly because violence is everywhere.
As race relations deteriorated, Stokely Carmichael, a young, charismatic, electrifying speaker, was searching for a new way to reframe the civil rights struggle. And he found it through one resonant metaphor.
It's time we stand up and take over. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. We want black power. We want black power. We want black power.
The civil rights movement had been extraordinarily successful, but there has not necessarily been the tangible transformation in black people's living conditions. Carmichael is making an argument that only black power will take black people to that next level.
Hey, what do you want? That's what we gonna get.
The effect is electrifying. Soon after, black power groups were organizing across the country, each with their own idea about what the phrase actually meant.
You had everybody from those that are saying, yes, let's go for elected office, to those that say, let's overthrow the government.
It called for self-determination. It called for an end to nonviolence as the only strategy of the Black movement.
Looking back, Black Power marked a startling shift in the civil rights movement and in the evolution of Black consciousness.
Black Power is really going to inspire a whole new wave of Black elected officials and inspire the Black arts movement, using culture to transform what we think of as Black identity. Proud, strong Black women and men.
Black, the word that for decades so many African Americans most dreaded being called, almost overnight became both a battle cry and a badge of honor. Discovery is at the heart of the study of African American history. Lewis Latimer's parents bravely escaped from slavery to freedom and settled in Chelsea, Massachusetts, where Lewis was born. He taught himself mechanical drawing while working in a patent office, and those skills would lay the foundation for his achievements as an inventor. Having first collaborated on a water closet for railroad cars, Latimer set to work inventing a light bulb that would dramatically improve upon Thomas Edison's original design.
Latimer figured out how to make the carbon filament work more effectively and therefore become more useful so that the light bulb would burn much longer.
He eventually sold one of his patents to the United States Electric Lighting Company. This breakthrough would lead to a productive, creative relationship between Latimer and Edison. Working with Edison in his lab, Latimer played a key role in the burgeoning electric lighting business. In the late 19th century, a woman named Sarah Boone played a pivotal role as an inventor who would transform the everyday task of ironing clothes. At that time, most people would iron fabric by placing a wooden plank between two surfaces. As a skilled dressmaker, Sarah Boone was determined to find a better way.
What Sarah Boone was able to figure out, in order to iron women's clothes in particular more effectively, a simple rectangular ironing board was not as useful as one that was curved and made narrow at one end.
Boone was granted a patent for her invention in 1892. She earned a place in Black history as the fourth African American woman to be awarded a patent in the history of the United States. Against enormous odds, Lewis Latimer and Sarah Boone set the standard for future Black inventors. Today, many African Americans extend the tradition and innovation that they pioneered in science and technology.
All right, good morning, everybody. You got Vernon this morning. I was supposed to have Mr. Ellison Bennett on. When Ellison misses an opportunity, something must be wrong, okay? He usually here, but he hadn't checked in yet. Maybe he'll check in just a few minutes, y'all. Maybe he'll check in just a few minutes. Hopefully, we also will try to have on Mr. Delarian Wiggins a little bit later on. He can call in as well, talking about the issues at Baptist Hospital. These are the folks that we got scheduled to do it on this morning. And I hope you learn a little bit about some Black history, y'all. Hope you learn a little bit about some Black history this morning, okay? So we trying to make sure that you get that. Now, let's talk a little bit about jobs, okay? A little bit about jobs, because that is important to our community. There are jobs available, y'all. Not only jobs, but there are careers available if you're looking for employment. Number one, go to the Escarosa website. Okay, go to the Escarosa job website, and you will see various and sundry jobs there, so you can apply for there, okay? Also, go to ECUA website. ECUA website. ECUA has certain jobs and careers going on as well. And also go to a Escambia County website, escambiacounty.com or .net or something like that. I don't know the address, the website, but just Google it. Google is smart. Google will tell you exactly where you need to go and you need to be. If you're looking for a job, if your children looking for a job, if your neighbor looking for a job, just go ahead and you will have an opportunity. I got a job. I'm retired. Okay, that's my job. I tell folks all the time. I have had a lot of jobs in my lifetime. Okay, I've been working. Well, hell, I actually been working since I was 5 years old in the cotton field. So, but my real job, my first real job, I went to Cleveland, Ohio, and worked at the National City Bank. You think that was a good executive job? Hell, my job there was country boy. It was cleaning Venetian blinds, but it was a job. So, and that when I was probably about 16, 17 years old, and I've been working ever since. I used to be a school bus driver. I did a little bit of sundry and a little bit of everything in my life. So I've been working, but you know, except for the cotton fields, okay? Except for the cotton fields, I love my job. I had to ply tractors. Didn't never ply mule, but I plied tractors, and I didn't even mind plying a tractor, but I hated the cotton fields, y'all. So outside of that, every job I ever had since then, I can't remember a job that I disliked. And I guess the cotton field would make you love any other job. I guess that would make me love any other. So any other job was easier and more fun than the cotton field. So maybe thank God for the cotton field. I don't know. But I said that to say this, okay, that all of the jobs that I had in my lifetime, and trust me, and I love my jobs, okay, but the best job I ever had, and is what I'm doing now, retirement. That job is called retirement. Oh Lord, that's the best. Nothing is like getting paid to not to go to work. To getting paid not to go to work. Oh, that, I just love it. I just love it. So retirement is my very, very best job. You do what you want to do or not. You not have to report to anybody. You know how you get on a job. People say, I love my job. But you still on somebody else's schedule. Okay, you're on somebody else's schedule. So you got to be there where you want to be there or not. You got to schedule your time around their time. When you're retired, you don't have to do that. So I said all of that to say this. If you're looking for employment, don't just look for a job. Okay? Don't look for a job. Look for a career. Okay? A career. A career that gives you benefits and give you a retirement plan that you can be your own boss. That's the only truly time that you can ever be your own boss. Even if you're self-employed, you say I'm your own boss, but you slaves to everybody else. I'm telling you, your customers or your clients, so you're not really you're never truly your own boss until you get to be retired, y'all. When you get to be retired, and then my goodness, and then that's a good thing when you get to be retired. I can tell you that right now. Nothing like being retired. All right, y'all. I done lost my train of thought now, but I know what I was gonna holler at Miss Beverly Hodge this morning, and her mama and them up in Mississippi, Mama Higgins up in Mississippi. She got 13 girls. Okay, you hear me talk about her on the Blues House show. She got these 13 girls, and I mean all of them. All her girls are drop dead beautiful. Okay, drop dead beautiful. But none of them, all 13 of those girls, that beautiful and fine as they are, they ain't got nothing on their mama. And you see where the chip don't fall to the tree. Her mama and them. But anyway, that's a story for the Blues House show. And I tell you, when you fall in love with the mama, and when you're trying to pursue the daughter and you meet the mom, you fall in love with the mom. But I got a whole new story to tell you about that. But that's for the Blues Hound show on Saturday. So y'all stay tuned. 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you hear all of the dastardly stories of the old Blues Hound and all that kind of stuff. But this show is more informational stuff like that. So I'll make sure that we passing on information about what's going on in your community. Now, since I'm on that information tour, so I'm going to pass on. Let me share with you about the Gospel Soul Bowl that is coming up in January. Okay, and I believe it's going to be held at the First Baptist Church in Warrenton. Yep, the First Baptist Church in Warrenton. That's located at 105 Gulf Beach Highway, where Dr. James Miller Sr. is the pastor. This is actually the 10th anniversary of the Gospel Soul Bowl. Dr. Eddie Snell, Dr. Eddie Snell the third, and Eddie Snell the second, and Eddie Snell the first, and all them Eddie Snells are responsible for bringing this gospel concert, this gospel bowl, every year. And but this year, they got the Spirituals Persuaders are going to be on this show. They got the Fleshman Singers of Cleveland, Ohio. They got the Bester Singers of Slidell, Louisiana, where the old blues man is from. They got the Browns 4 of Memphis. They got other local talent. They got so much going on. I can't remember everybody they got on that show, but they got some great talent on that show, and you certainly don't want to miss that show. Okay, they got Ruth Black and the Hominettes of Alexandria City, Alabama. They got those. I don't know. So many acts. I can't remember them all. But the door is going to open at 4 o'clock. It's going to be on Saturday, January the 4th. So you might as well mark your calendar now. It's Saturday, January the 4th, and doors open at 4 o'clock. The show going to start at 5. The donation for the tickets are only $30 in advance. They're going to be $35 at the door. Children under 12 are admitted free. And if you need the tickets, go to places like the Goodfellows Barbershop, the Original King's Barbershop, the Grease and Go Food Vendor. And for more information about it, you just call Eddie Snell. Call Eddie Snell. Eddie's number is 850-525-7188. Okay, I'll repeat that number again for you. 850-525-7188 for the Gospel Soul Bowl is coming up. Okay, and you tell them you heard it right here on Vernon in the Morning. Okay, tell them right here you heard it on Vernon in the Morning. Okay, all right. Also, the MLK, the 37th annual MLK Parade is coming up. Okay, the MLK Parade is coming up Monday, January the 19th, 2025 at 11 o'clock downtown. The theme this year is with unity we won't turn back. Okay, with unity we won't turn back. And if you're going to be into the parade, we want to make sure that keeping in with the theme. Okay, tie your entry back to MLK and the theme. With unity we won't turn back. With unity we won't turn back. And also, if you're going to be in the parade, don't forget. Okay, please don't forget. This is a dignified parade. Okay, we don't want you got to put music in the music that got a lot of that cussing in it. We don't want that. Okay, please do not do that. That's disrespecting the works and the life of Dr. King. And so please don't do that. One of the issues that people have, and I know we have a lot of dance groups into the parade, and one of the concerns, and when we talk about keeping it dignified, one of the issues that of a concern was when you have those little dance group with the children in it, little 4 and 5 and 6-year-old girls twerking. Okay, I know, no disrespect to any of the dance groups, so I'm a part of a dance. I own part of a dance group, but these are an adults dance group. But with children dance groups, it tends to be that sometimes it appears to be they're out there twerking, and that just does not go over well with a lot of folks, and you know, and rightfully so. If you're going to have your group, your young kids, let them, you know, I'm sure there's a time and a place for everything, okay? I don't know where there's a time and a place for 5 and 6-year-old girls twerking, but anyway, if you're going to be in a dance group, kind of keep it dignified. Don't let them be twerking. We definitely don't want that rap music with the cursing in it. You can have rap music, you can have any kind of music you want to, but we don't want the cursing and going on. And better yet, and I've been so proud over the last several MLK parades that it went without incident. You know, there have been not always that we went down without had a parade without some disturbances. Lately, however, we have been really good at not having a lot of disturbances or fights or anything at the parade. So if you want to do that, take it somewhere. My thing is, don't do it at all. You know, not talking about taking it somewhere. Don't do it. Okay, just don't do it, period. All right, don't do it at all. So we want to keep it dignified and professional, okay? And we want to make sure we get back into the spiritual parade. I remember the time we had this is the longest and the best parade, in my opinion, in Pensacola. So you want to definitely be a part of that. And also, if you're trying to be an entrant, I tell everybody from that got a business or got an organization, it is the best $150 you're ever going to spend if you want exposure, if you want advertising and so forth. If you want to do that, that's a great time to invest in it, because you get a chance to be on television, live television, and then it's going to get played back on 2 stations, WBQP TV and Blab TV, throughout the whole month of January and into maybe the first week into February. So you get a lot of exposure. Not only that, you get a chance to see a lot of eyeballs. You get a lot of eyeballs for the people that come downtown and participate. So it is going to be the best monies that you ever going to spend. Okay, the best money that you ever going to spend with the MLK Parade. Register, y'all, for the MLK Parade. The hotline again is 850-378-9242. Okay, we want to come and celebrate the legacy and the life and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And let's stand with unity, and we are never intending to turn back. Okay, now the last thing I want to talk about is the essay contest that they're going to have as well. I want to see if I can get Walter Gully on to talk about that as well, so he has more details about the essay contest, which means it could put some monies into your pocket. Okay, it put monies into your pocket. All right, y'all, don't have to take another quick break, but when we come back, we're gonna be talking about some other great stuff that we got going on in our community. Okay, so stay tuned.
Sonia Bay's Botanicals is a local wellness boutique that specializes in infused fruit juices, medicinal herbal tea remedies, clean hair and body care, and herbal infused sea moss gels, which can be purchased 1 for $25 or 2 for $40. This sea moss contains 92 of the body's 102 essential minerals used to increase energy, relieve pain and inflammation, and improve blood pressure and more. From parasite cleanse to detox and weight loss to blood sugar control, Sonia Bay's Botanicals has a natural solution for you.
You are invited to the 37th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, Monday, January the 19th, 11 o'clock a.m. in downtown Pensacola. This year's powerful theme is, with unity, we won't turn back. Register your group today. Entries are placed by the date your application is received, so don't wait. For registration forms, email themlking2020@gmail.com or call 850-378-9242. Join us as we honor the life, the legacy, and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
ENS prediction, the 11th. It's time for the annual Gospel Soul Bowl. Gospel Soul Bowl. Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. Live at the Greater True Pine Baptist Church, 130 North Pace Boulevard in Pensacola, Florida, where Isaac Williams is pastor. The 11th year of the Gospel Soul Bowl. And it's going to be live. Performing live, it's Pastor James McGee of the Humble Spirit. Dion Bell and the Brothers. And the Pastor Singer. Memphis, Tennessee's on the Brown Thorn. The Wings of Faith, Divine Harmony, Saturday, January 3rd. The doors open at 3:30 p.m. The concert starts at 4:30 p.m. Greater True Vine Baptist Church in Pensacola. The scripture will be given to you by Minister Hubert Tillman. A prayer brought to you by Minister Michael D. Get ready for a solo by Michael Jackson. Your MC, Eddie Snell, sir. Hosted by the Spiritual Persuaders. Get those tickets now. Advance ticket donation $30, $35 the day of the show. Get them at Goodfellas Barbershop, the original King's Barbershop. Reason Go Food Vendor. Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. The Gospel Soul Bowl. For more information, contact Eddie Snell at 850-525-7188.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust.
All right, y'all. Good morning. All righty. Good morning. It is WBQP time, y'all. I just want to make sure that you tell everybody about the new WBQP TV and radio. We in addition to the television station, we have also added a radio station and trying to fill the void of where Robert Hill left off at. Okay, we're trying to fill the void of where Mr. Robert Hill left off at, and so y'all make sure that you tell everybody that about the new radio station and everything. I got Mr. Charles Thornton on this morning. Charles, I see you, but I'm trying to bring you on. Good. How you doing this morning? Charles, are you able to hear me? I can see Charles, but I cannot hear him. Let me see if I can bring Mr. Thornton on. Bring on Mr. Thornton. You know, when you have issues, you have issues. I don't understand it. Charles, grant permission. Okay, maybe that would help me out when I grant him. These computers are something else, Charles. I can tell you that right now. They are absolutely something else. It was telling me to grant you permission to come on. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are you doing this morning, Mr. Vernon?
You doing good this morning?
I'm doing good this morning. I'm working on my first cup of coffee, and got a little bit of water to help wash it down. So.
Hey, I got my own, Charles. My own cup of coffee as well. See my coffee here? Let me see my coffee. Right. There you go. That's my own coffee. All righty.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Very good.
Stop that. Okay.
Very good, Charles.
Yeah.
What's going on this morning, Charles?
Well, nothing much. I was just looking forward to being on what's he call it? Not another option. That name I was showed the other side.
The other side. Yeah, the
Being
other
on the
side.
looking forward to being on the other side this morning. Whatever that means, I look forward to it. Anything I can do to help the community in any way I can, as far as information, just participation.
Okay.
I like to go where I'm invited, and you invited me.
Well, Charles, let me ask you this question. Let's keep it local first. What do you think about the Baptist Hospital brouhaha?
The Baptist Hospital brouhaha. What do I think about that?
Yeah.
I think the citizens has some legitimate concern because before they got into it, I met with the president of Baptist Hospital. I spoke to him and I sent some letters to the folks. And my concern was about the Alice Williams Library, because when I was in the restoration between Alice Williams and the county and Councilman T&R, they went and got some funding that we maintained it, because when I was coming up, that was the only library we had was Alice Williams. So we couldn't go to the downtown library. Alice Williams was our library. And they eventually done away with it and turned it into a daycare. And I don't know what the funding is for that, what the funding are for that. And I'm still hoping that we do something to salvage that, because that is a historical building. And in that community, as far as Baptists, I would like to see, I think if on the front end, some decisions was made, they listened. There was a lot of meetings up front where individuals in the neighborhood came in and they all had input. And I'm not sure that input was included in the final draft. That's something that I've been actively involved in over there, and from a different perspective. I met with Dr. I forget his, now he's a dentist. He was over the board. So I think the citizens need to just keep on keeping on, because we need to have some remembrance of our history over there, and we do. And one of the things about the affordable housing that's going to knock a lot of people out that are living in other areas is that now they're going to, in order for you to live over there, I read this, and I may not be saying it that's right, and they're going to do a background check on folks coming. Knock a lot of folks out who wants to move there. If your background.
What do you mean about a background check?
Well, if you got some kind of criminal record or something bad about you, you're not going to be able to, even with whatever they put up there, you're not going to be able to live there. And that's based on what I read.
Really?
And I saw in the Pensacola News Journal. So there's a lot of things that are going on, and I think the citizens have every right to concern because of gentrification, and because of and because of the way things are being done. I know what they have a vision for. Do kind of like what they done over in New Orleans with that district over there. They move the peoples out and they develop it. So the plans have already been made, and most people say that once City Hall or once Commission or whoever make their decision, it's hard to fight against. But the citizens are somewhat trying to make their last stand, and I applaud them for that. I actually personally picked up the phone and called City Councilman Delarian Wiggins a couple of weeks ago, and I don't normally call him, but I applauded him for I applauded him for his stand. I told him I knew it's not easy because
So basically, what is Delarian's position on this?
The Delarian position is that he just won't. some community involvement, more. He wants something there for his constituent. That his district. And I can't speak for him. I'm only speaking based on my perception, which is affordable housing and some members. And this is more Charles probably what it was like. You don't want full development there. You want to maintain something. That one individual I was talking to, he wanted to maintain a small medical unit over there, like one of those places where you can go and quick just check in and get your medical, because everything has been taken out of that community, and they took it as far as they can, which is right off of 9 Mile Road. So it's still, I think initially the thing was to keep it in District 3. So right now it's still in District 3, but it's right on the edge of District 3 because it's over on Brent Lane. So you still get to say that we're for the people. You still get to say that. But and Mark Faulkner is a good guy. He's my friend. He's old Baptist. I have him on speed dial right here. Mark's a good guy, and Mark kind of know how I feel about it. I grew up here, Vernon, during that particular time, and the only thing we want, and I say the community when I talk about this, is that stay true to what you promised on the front end. We had all these meetings. I wasn't there. Ron Townsend and all these other folks that was over there. Why meet with folks on the front end with all this stuff when you know what you're going to do on the back end? It's almost like just checking the box. So I'm not that deep into it because I grew up in the city, but I'm in the county now. But I have business downtown a lot. So and I have business over on the East Street area. So I just think that the citizens just need to be assured. And I know the mayor. I met with the mayor about 2-3 weeks ago. We didn't get that deep into Baptist. We talked about some other issues, and I know he liked development. Oh, is that who I think it is?
Yeah, he's supposed to be on. Let me see if I can get him on here.
He can speak. He can speak for himself. Yeah, I like Delarian. I like. He's a good man, Vernon. He's a good man. It's not easy being Charles Thornton, and it's definitely not easy being Delarian Wiggins. at this
Delarian, good morning.
Yeah. How you doing? Good morning.
I'm good. I hear your voice, but I'm trying to find your picture somewhere or another. You got your camera on?
Yeah, I got to turn it on. I was just doing something right quick, but
okay.
It's always good to see you, and it's always that young man on the other side over there.
Oh, Charles D. Thornton Sr.?
Yes, sir. Mr. Thornton always out there in the community advocating. So I he's a good man. He is a good man. Yes, sir. How are y'all doing today?
We're doing well. We were just talking about you in the project, and I was telling Charles I had you on, but I'm glad you tuned in because we want to talk about what's going on at the Baptist Hospital project.
Okay. Well, yeah, you got my attention. What you would like to know? Can you hear me?
Can't hear you, Vernon. Can't hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Flip your camera sideways, if you will, Delarian, so I can get you in full force, okay? There we go. There we go. See this
let me do this here because it won't. How about that?
Yeah, that's fine. You just reset it. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. Well, good morning again. Okay, let's talk about what's going on at the Baptist Hospital project.
You in reference to the demolition?
Yeah, the issue, the demolition, the gentrification, the tree. Y'all got a lot going on over there.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of things that's going on. So I will start off with the demolition. So the demolition is being done by a company called North Star. And from my understanding and what I was reading, they have already went through the RFP process. They have got Geosyntech to come out and check the soil samples, and so from this standpoint on, of course, we went through the whole process of giving them acquiring the funds to do it, which was right around $14 million, and so they'll be starting that the cleanup and remediation in January, late December, early January. I anticipate January sometime. And so they hired a young gentleman by the name of Josh Wallace. Josh is kind of the liaison between North Star and the city of Pensacola, and also the citizens of Pensacola. And so he is very well in depth, young guy, and he's really passionate about making sure that the right things are being done at the Baptist campus, as well as also informing the community on what's going on as that demolition is being done. And so the demolition itself is going to take about 18 months. And so in that 18 months, it's a lot that will be going on. Again, the asbestos removal is the biggest piece. And of course, it's the biggest thing that the community is worried about is the asbestos. And so Josh has assured me, he's assured the mayor that no asbestos will be leaked, that it will be contained. And so he's assured me of that, and he's willing to come on the show and talk about those things, and also meet with the community to talk about any other things that concerns them as that project continues on. And so we're really looking forward to that. And then the next piece, of course, is looking at the what the future site looks like. Whether we do a community benefits agreement to ensure that certain things are taking place. But we're looking at a whole array of various different things. And so I know the meeting last week sparked a lot of things. And so I have been in contact with the mayor, and he's assured me that, whatever the community wants to see, he's willing to sit down and listen. And him and I had a long conversation. So him and I are on the same page. And so we're looking to move forward and what the future site looks like. And so we're just in the middle of that. And so, the company that actually was going to come in and do the consultant, although it was pulled, now they have an opportunity to come back once we establish this community benefits agreement. What that looks like, I don't know yet. We just had a conversation on yesterday. Very productive conversation, very enlightening, and they want to be really transparent and work with the community. And so we'll be holding those conversations here very soon. We're looking at after the holidays because so much is going on. And so we're looking to have those conversations, and I'm really needing the community to come to the meetings and, to voice their concerns on what they're wanting to see. I know we're talking about housing and putting in some type of medical facility there because, again, Baptist left, so it's really no medical there. But, we're looking at what can we put in that location to include, having the community to come up with a more vibrant name. We're used to saying Baptist is a legacy campus, but I don't think that really fits that community. And so the community have an opportunity to partake in, what they want that area to be named. And so, these are things that, we do things to try to help bridge the gap with our community. And so I just want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for the right cause, and the people, their voices are being heard. And so we're anticipating, again, having those conversations first part of the year, right after the holidays. And so I'm excited about that. And of course, dealing with these heritage trees that's coming down, it's an unfortunate thing.
Before
I'm doing everything I
hold
possibly
on,
can.
before you get to the heritage tree, have anybody given consideration to putting like an emergency center there? Baptist could put it, because nowhere close around if you got sick that you can go to an emergency center. You have to go on W Street or somewhere. So any thought was given to that to put one there?
Yeah, it's a lot of thought. It's a lot of things have been thought about putting there. This is and it goes back to what I was saying, uh, Vernon. Is that the community when these meetings start, they have to come and let us know like what do you want to see. I agree.
Right.
It needs to be some type of medical. What that medical is, whether it's an emergency room or family practice. I don't know. I feel like there does need to be something there, but what that is, I need the community to tell me. Because I can go in there and say I
Yeah.
just want you know just any type of healthcare, but I want to make sure it's the right healthcare for that community, and so I think that's it's a starter. We definitely know that it needs to be there, but what it looks like, what type of medical, we don't know, and so we're needing the community to be a part of that, and not only just with medical, but with housing, with local businesses, small businesses. That Baptist campus, that Legacy campus, was a campus where not only people went to get their illnesses or things seen at doctor's office or the emergency rooms, but it was also a place where people went to go eat, whether it's a hot breakfast or a hot lunch or a hot dinner. They had an opportunity to sit down at an affordable and a reasonable price to sit down and have a meal. And so these are things that we're looking at. These are
Councilman Wiggins.
yes, sir.
Councilman Wiggins.
Yes, sir.
Someone just text me, and they want me to ask you something.
Sure.
Let me put my
You
glasses
know what,
on.
Charles, getting his text together, but I think you're right about the meal. I know some elderly people depended to go to the Baptist Hospital restaurant to get their meal, and it's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah.
What somebody say? You're learning about community engagement and a community benefit agreement. And this person is saying that we have a proposal into him to provide a CBA-like idea for Maritime Park. Asks, how do you bridge the gap between community distrust of process and the consultant? Now, I don't know why they sent it to me. They probably should have sent it to Vernon. They probably should have said, and when you finish with that, I can repeat that. Then you can tell me a little bit about Alice Williams, because that's always my pet peeve.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I have an idea of who that is, and I have been, talks with that particular person. We just really started on yesterday, talking about a community benefits agreement, and so it does, the offer that he has sent, it's not off the table. We just started having a conversation, but of course, when you have so many other things that is happening around that same campus, I had to, redirect my attention from, working on that to now working on what we can do to try to save some of these trees. And so it's still there. We're still working on it. Again, I had a lengthy conversation with the mayor on yesterday, and so he has guaranteed me, and we guaranteed each other that we're going to work together to make sure we put the right piece over at Baptist. And so he has my full support, and of course I have his. And so we're working on coming up with a better solution of what that looks like. Right now we're still working on it, but I can tell you that we are working towards having a better plan moving forward. And so those CBAs, community benefits agreements, I'm looking at quite a few of them to be actually. But it's still on the table. We're still working on it. I just got kind of redirected here over the last day, just working with people, trying to figure out what can we do to help save some of those trees. And so they're still on the table.
Did y'all see the tree issue coming?
Did we see it coming?
Yeah.
I would say for me, I did not. I know that a tree permit was applied for what I was told back in October. And they had like a 30-day grace period or waiting period. And then after that, they're able to go and commence with work. Typically, the city councilman of the district is notified of any type of trees, heritage trees, that will be taken out of the district. And of course, I wasn't notified. And so I really got the information on Saturday when I rode by and I saw some big X's sitting on the trees. And so again, I've spoken with the mayor, and so we're trying to figure out what will be the best path forward. And so, a matter of fact, I gotta meet with Cliff at some point today to sit down and talk about what it looks like moving forward. But this private developer, he applied for the permit. He did everything he possibly could, from my understanding. And so, unfortunately for him, he had to make a very difficult decision in having those trees removed. And so, although you're getting a senior living facility, no, it's not a senior living facility, senior housing, and some other apartments. He did everything that he possibly could to try to salvage the trees. I know 90 trees are being put back in. I don't know what type of native trees they are, but we're looking at all of those things. And so it's still a work in progress. So we're going to see what happens. And to answer Mr. Thornton's question about Alice Williams building, that building itself, Mr. Thornton, we put about $800,000 in that building. And so it's going to.
When was that? When was that? When did you put that money into it?
Oh gosh, this was I would say midsummer. We put it in, and so the renovations has already started. You can go by there any given time. You will see the renovation has already started in that building. By the time they get done, you're going to look at a brand new Alice William building. I know the mayor has been working with putting out RFP on childcare. Because we do have a child care facility shortage in that area. And so we're looking at putting in some type of daycare, because originally, after it was a library, it became a daycare. And so we're looking at putting some type of daycare facility there. The RFP has already been sent out. As a matter of fact, the RFP was sent out last month. I even posted it on my social media page. And so we're looking at childcare to put back in that building. But as it stands right now, again, it's been fully renovated, so it's going to be very nice.
And as you know, for the last 3-4 years, that's been my one dog in the hunt. I'm concerned about that, but that's been you're aware of that, right?
Absolutely. Hey, that's a historical building, just like
that was my library.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I tell people all the time, even though all of these projects are very important, they are, they're very important. Baptist, Alice William building, but I need also people to understand and get more actively engaged. We still have the Gibson building that's sitting right on the corner of C and Cervantes Street. That we, the city of Pensacola, we own it. That was historically black elementary school, especially during the segregation. The only school that black kids could go to. And so, we're looking at what can we do, but right now it's sitting there with a fence around it, and again, what do you want to see? And so, although I want want the citizens to become actively engaged in what we put at Baptist, but also to be actively engaged in what we put in anywhere in our community. This is an opportunity for us to move forward, but what does that look like? And let's have a conversation, about the whole area of District 7, because when you look at the dynamics of it, Mr. Thornton and Vernon, everything is moving west. Everything is moving in my district. To be honest with you, you can't build any further east because you're going to hit the coastline. And so, you got to start coming west. And so the things that are happening at the Community Maritime Park, with the Hard Rock coming, you got another 200 plus apartments that's coming in soon. 600 units going in right across the street at the old ECUA site. And so it's a lot of things that's going on, a lot of development, a lot of great things coming, to include jobs. We have almost 2,000 jobs coming in the near future if we can get this shipbuilding contract over at the Port of Pensacola. And so, quite naturally, they're gonna need somewhere to stay. And so, we have a lot of great things that are happening. And so, this is the time that the community needs to become more engaged on what's going on and follow their local government. And so,
I just want to say, that you said you met with the mayor, and that's very encouraging to me because I have no issue with the mayor. I know him. I know his dad, and you do as well as you. And we all wanted to give him a chance, and we're giving him a chance. But by you telling me that he's talking to you, but I have my confidence is in you. I really support you. By you being there, I feel like we have a voice. Even the people who don't live in the city, and the mayor like to say he like to count the numbers in the city, but there are folks outside the city that bring money and funds into the city as well. So I am so glad to know that you are my voice at the table.
yes, sir. I appreciate it, and I don't take it lightly. I know your concerns, and I know the concerns of my constituency in the city of Pensacola. And I can assure you that in having the conversation with the mayor on yesterday, he is very passionate about doing what is right, and he is also passionate about us working together. Not only me, but also the community, and making sure that we put the best project in the best location. And that's Baptist Legacy Campus. And so we're off to a great start. We got a few meetings coming up at the first part of the year. I think it's going to be some productive meetings. And so again, I'm counting on you, Charles, to be there. I'm counting on Vernon to be there to get the message out.
Yeah.
And so these are things that's going to play an intricate role in making sure that all voices are being heard. It's very important. And so, my hat goes off to Vernon to take the helms and to making sure the message is being put out on the radio waves and also on social media because it's needed. You may not think people are listening, but they are listening. And now they have an opportunity to watch us, on the Vernon Watson show and also on your show, Mr. Thornton. And so it's very important that we come together. We continue to have these tough talks. Sometimes we need tough talks, and we try to avoid them, but we need to start having more of them. And that way we can have a better understanding and a better way to build and move forward. And so that's what I'm wanting to do. I think we're in a great place to make that happen. And I am just excited, and I encourage our community to really come out and start sitting down and let's talk. If you want to sit down at Fricker Center and I get some coffee, we can have that conversation. If you want to meet at the Ella Jordan home, we can sit down and have those conversations. I am willing to come and meet you at any place that you want to sit down and talk that's comfortable to you. I want to make sure that happens.
The meeting be rescheduled yet, Delarious?
Yes, and so Mr. Thornton, just in case you don't know what we're talking about, what I did was I wanted the media, WB Vernon, Sunshine, Will Women's Radio, and whoever else want to come on board. But I wanted to first introduce them to Mr. Josh Wallace, who was working with North Star and as well as doing the community engagement, to sit down with him and talk with him and ask him some questions on the Baptist demolition, the remediation, the asbestos, how's it going to be done? And that way they can build a relationship with Josh and then have Josh to come on the radio shows to talk about these things. Because again, it's very important. One of the things I've learned during my 20 years at this Camden County Sheriff's Office, you can't have enough community engagement. Community engagement is one of those things that is most important, not only to the agency, but it's also important to the community, because community want to feel like they're being heard, like their voices matter. And so that's one of the things I've always admired about Sheriff Chip Simmons, is that he's 100% engaged in the community. He wants to know what's going on. And so I feel like, in order for us to really truly understand how we move forward, we must understand that people have a voice And so that's the first part of it. And then going into actual conversations and sitting down with the community and having these talks, because it's very important. Again, I will come where you are. You don't have to move far. I have no problem with showing up with coffee and some donuts in hand and sitting down and having conversations with the community. So I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to doing it.
All right, Delaren, thank you. And we look forward to many more conversations
Let's
on
do
this
it.
Vernon in the Morning show. You know, I'm trying to pick up where Hill left off at. So
Hey,
y'all help me.
listen. You got some big shoes to fill.
I know.
And thanks for dropping by, Larry. Always good to see you, and always
Hey,
good to and keep doing what you're doing. And
absolutely.
we are behind you. We are behind you. When you look around,
yes, sir.
You'll find out that you're not alone.
I appreciate it, and you know, let's. I tell you, you know, this is my guarantee moving forward that I will come on the show. And Vernon, you send me some dates, and we can do some follow-ups to the follow-ups. And Charles, you do the
Will
same.
do.
Okay,
Because,
will.
again,
I will. I have you on my show. We'll get you on the show.
Yes, sir. Because it's important. You know, I want to be able to say, I want the community to say, well, it's not like we didn't know, because he on every radio show putting out the information. So I want people to say, I'm tired of seeing you talk. But I feel, you know, we got to get the message out. We got to talk. And again, you know, although Baptist Legacy Campus is, you know, the talk of the town right now, we got to start talking about Gibson.
Yeah.
You know, that building is just is sitting there with a fence around it. It's a writing board for graffiti right now, and so we got to figure out like what is the next move. You know, so I don't want to. I want to talk about Baptist. It's very important that we put something at Baptist, but also we have the Gibson Head Start building that's sitting there vacant right now. That's dwindling away, and so that building is also important to the community. So that's just something that we can think about. Love to sit down and have community engagement and talks about that as well. And also the Pensacola Motor Lodge also that sits in my district at the corner of R Street, which was the old Pensacola Motor Lodge. So we own that as well. And so those are some big projects that we also can look at and see what we want to do to energize the community. But thank you so much for allowing me to be on the show, and I do look forward to working with each of you.
All right. I know one of the other things before you go, I don't know whether the Hollis T. Williams, is that in your district or that in the another district?
That's in Councilwoman Broughton's district.
Okay, we won't have her on. But I want to see more of your face. I think it's important for our elected politicians to be on.
Yes, sir.
All the time, instead of seeing them when they elected and then seeing them at the meeting. That's it. So I think we need to engage on it. So we're gonna see a lot more of you. Trust me.
Let's
okay.
do it. I'm excited about it.
All right. And thank you for coming on. Okay.
Absolutely. You have a good morning.
All right. You too. All right, Charles Thornton. I got some other pointed questions for you about what's going on around the world and about Columbia.
Not one of the little country boy from Escambia County, and you want to throw the world on me?
I want to throw the world on you. Now, and one of your strong traits, if you will, Charles, is that, and I always admired about you, is that you stayed informed on the political scene. You're a great political pundit, okay? And so I need your input on what's going on in the political world. And I know, for what they say, for transparency, everybody know you're a Republican and I'm a Democrat, and that none of that should matter anyway, Charles. But anyway, I want to talk about the bombing of the boats, and also that they're refusing now to release the second video. Talk to me about that and why.
They're not refusing to release it. They're just going to release it to Congress, so the Congress people, the folks with the need to know, and further down the road, it may or may not be released to the public. But we just want there's a pecking order. We want Congress to get it first, and that way, then they can speak to that issue. And then after that, it's up to the community as far as how they apply
apply the pressure. So we're going to release it, and one reason for the bombing is eventually all of this stuff is going to be in vain. What we need, and I think that's Venezuela.
Charles, you don't think it's important that the community, the people, the American people need to know about what happened on that second boat? You know, considering that it could be a war crime and so forth. Don't you think we need to know about that?
The aim of this is really regime change. If we does not, if we have all those ships out there, we got half our armada out there. And the reason we're doing that, Vernon, is because of drugs. They're selling oil to countries that's on a ban list where they should not be selling. There's a lot of things. And the government, just like we was when we was in Panama, we actually invaded Panama and took, I know his name, it's on the top of my head. We was in the reserve during that time and exacted regime change there. We done the same thing in Haiti under different presidents. So what we're doing, there's a lot of, and the president.
But that was all Republican president. I remember that. Okay?
Yeah. And the president is going to be making a statement tonight. I tell everybody, if you can just stomach the speech, stomach it, you can find out exactly from the president tonight. You may have to watch it on Fox. I'm not sure CBS or NBC gonna care, but the president's gonna make a statement tonight. Vernon, there's a lot going on there, a lot of drugs, a lot of illegal oil salesmen, and we're gonna squeeze them. And some people say if we squeeze them like that, then the people may suffer. They won't be able. But we'll work on that.
Why? I mean, we've been drinking drugs in this country for years, okay? And even you remember back in the Reagan administration, he sanctified it to bring drugs in the black community to raise money for the country. Remember that? So I think that's a false flag, Charles. I really do. I don't think it's about. I do agree with what you said earlier. You said it was about regime change. I do agree with that. I think that they want a regime change there, but at the same time, why is it important that they have a regime change? Is it about the drugs? Or is it about that big oil reserve that the United States want to control? Talk to me about that.
We don't want to really control it. We have some companies over there. We got Conoco, we got Shell, Exxon, and I think one of those companies is we're letting do that thing because they're doing it the right way. Maybe Chevron or Shell one, but the rest of them they're bringing all out, taking it to countries where that on a list that we're not.
Wait a minute, Charles. Let me ask you this, which I don't understand. They don't control the government of Venezuela, so it might be on the United States terror list, but it's not on the Venezuela terror list. So why can't they deal with any country they want to?
If we're seeking regime change, it's on our list.
Well, I know,
because
why?
Because
this is about concern.
Because of the drugs and stuff that they're bringing into this country and some other things. That election for that individual was not a real election. You have basically
like this one,
a cartel leader running the country. And
say that again, Charles. You got what running the country?
We have a cartel leader, Maduro, a cartel leader running the country. And some deals
Charles, we got a criminal running ours. What's the difference? We got a 34 count felon running our country. So why are we so concerned about what's going on in another country? Unless we got some ulterior motive.
Majority of Americans, a majority of the American people don't believe that was a real trial. That a majority of the Americans, I didn't say nothing about. We feel like there was some jacked up charges that was added to just to keep the man from running from office. Everybody was trying to. So you can remember Vernon as a prosecutor, and if you come hard enough, you can indict a ham sandwich. I'm not saying the man is a ham sandwich, but they kind of forced that.
No, please don't confuse me with a ham sandwich.
And you're not going to agree with me. I know
ham sandwiches are good.
We can agree to disagree, but I'm telling you how
the Republicans and the conservatives look at it. When they went and done all that stuff to him, only thing they done was the people lined up. We supported him even more after that. Don't mean we support him on everything, but anytime now when we come at the Democrats, they're hollering the same thing. So he's a criminal in your mind, but in our mind, it was governmental prosecution to keep him from running, and he won. So
that's what I want to hear. You know, Charles, hold on a minute before you go. And you know, I'm not vilifying you, but just like the name of our segment is the other side, so we can get to understand the other side, because I don't understand why the other side believe what they believe, but you do, and you can share that other side. We may not agree with it, but at least we'll know what the other side is. You have one side of the story and don't have the other side of the story. My position is that you need both sides of the story, and then you make up your mind on which side you want to fall on, because you got both sides of the story. It's unfair to have your side only or my side only. So, but continue though.
I want to say, Vernon, yes, I am a Republican, and I like to think that I care just as much about this country and about the American people as any other political party. We all trying to get to a place, but we just have different ways of getting there. So right now, the Republicans are in the driver's seat. We've done a lot for this economy since we've been in office. Gas prices are down, food prices is down, unemployment, you can look at that, but the Democrats jacked up unemployment because they brought all of these other people, illegal immigrants.
Can we talk about that for one second, Charles? About the point about food price. I might agree with you about the gas prices, okay? We're not going to argue about that. But affordability, but what about the food prices? Now, that's just not a fact. That's just not, I don't care what the Republicans say and how much they try to spin it. Have you been to the grocery out? You have a grocery store? I'm forced now, since I've been retired. I go to the grocery store now more than I ever been in my life, and I can see the difference. Prices of food is not down. That's simply not a fact. So why they keep pushing that narrative?
Well, I go to the store all the time because I cook my own food. Very seldom I go out. I will go out sometime, but I love to cook. It's therapy for me, and I cook my own food, so I go all the time. Because we had a price hike under the Democratic 4 years, and we've only had this year to work on that. What we inherited, they didn't get to that point at that particular time. We didn't. The food prices didn't get to where they are under the Republicans. Folks tolerated the high prices under the Democrats. The Democrats did. We didn't tolerate it. That's why we changed it. That's why we changed things, so we can get somebody to work on it. So we're working on some stuff, and I guarantee you get me on your show next year around April or May. I would say even April, and you'll see the different folks on it.
I'm marking my calendar for that, Charles, because you're gonna be on every Wednesday, and so next
more money.
Okay, we saying in March of April. I'm putting it on my calendar right now. We're gonna bring the same conversation up about affordability. Okay, got it on my calendar. Go ahead.
And look for when you file your income taxes, you're gonna see about an extra $2,000-3,000 if you're working. Now, if you're not working,
wait a minute, 2,000 paid or getting back? Because I've been extra paying instead of getting something back.
Well, for you probably won't have to pay, because there are some things on there that you're paying for. If you buy an American car, you're going to get a rebate. If a lot of things, if you do, no taxes on tip. We're kind of looking at the code for the IRS, because the Republicans had hired 800,000 or 8,000, maybe. I'm getting my numbers mixed up, so don't hold me to the numbers. Probably about 8,000 or something. IRS agents to bird dog you and worry you to death. Not saying nobody's going to look at you, but our focus is to try to put money in the American people's pocket. And the president is going to speak to that tonight. I'm giving you a heads up. I can't speak for him, but he's going to speak to that tonight. Our number one priority is affordability. I know the Democrats took it in New York, and they trying to run with it. They're trying to run with it, but we snatching it back. We so when you say affordability, you think Republican, because when you unaffordable, I'm just telling you. When you've been to gas pump lately, I filled up yesterday. Man, it was sweet. And if you go somewhere like some places you can go and save on your gas, like Sam, BJ's, or Circle K, you can put your phone number in there. Some places you can actually go and even get lower discount. Now you go in your neighborhood and get and the prices coming up. Medical, we're fixing to show you all that money you've been paying on your medical thing. We're trying to do something with that Affordable Care Act. You guys call it something else, but I'm gonna call it the Affordable Care Act. We're trying to.
No, I think y'all call it something else. Y'all call it the Obamacare. Everybody else calls it the Affordable Care Act. So we need to thank the Republicans for that one, and everything else you just said. We need to thank the Republicans, huh?
But we're doing something, because under the Affordable Care Act, the doctors, the company, the insurance company, everybody been getting the money. But we're fixing it so the money can go directly to the people we're cutting deal. Give us, only thing I'm asking, give us the chance that you gave Biden. You don't have to, because we're going to fix it anyway. In spite of you fussing and complaining about it, we're going to fix it anyway, and you'll be the beneficiary. And I love my people. One thing about me that's not going to change is I'm born black, I'm going to stay black, pay taxes, and one day I'll die. That's the only guarantee that I have in life. So I have to focus on that. I can't hear you, Vernon. Was something going on there?
Okay, no. I cut my mic off when you're talking, because I got a lot of equipment around me, and you know how sensitive these mics are, and they pick up excess noise and everything. So I want to get Derek Scott just texted me in. He want to come in, and I'll see if I can get him in. But continue to talk, Charles. I want to see if Derek come. You know who Derek Scott is, don't you?
Oh, I know Derek Scott.
You know Derek? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Oh man, yeah, we took a picture together over at Fricka Center the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so the Democrats and the Republicans can come together, huh?
Yeah, we broke bread together. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know Derek. As a matter of fact, I invited Derek on the show I was hosting over at at Cat Country, one of those stations over there. Mm-hmm. And Fred Gant wouldn't let him come on with me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Fred Gant wouldn't let him.
I'm gonna see if I can. If Derek he'll pop in here in just a few minutes here, and when he does, he has a question. So I hope we can all agree to disagree. Okay.
I don't know.
Derek, you listen. I just sent you a text for the. I sent you a text for the link to come on in, if you will. Okay.
Yeah. There's a good guy. He drunk the Kool-Aid over there, but he's still a good guy.
Derek if he will be on tomorrow. He was scheduled to be on tomorrow anyway, but he had a question. So Derek, if you're listening, come on in. He said he told me to give him 5 minutes. He'll be in. Okay.
Oh, he probably taking his last sip. I'm just playing, Pensacola. You got to have a little. I'm serious about my business, but every now and then I like Derek. But yeah, Vernon, we're working on this, and I'm sure you guys not going to listen to the president tonight, so you're still going to be behind the 8 ball. But if you,
Charles, that's probably not a true statement, because if you want to know what's going on the other side, I can't stomach the man, but I have to listen to him to see what batshit crazy stuff he be talking about. But let me ask you this, Charles, while with Derek coming on, what 7 wars did he in?
What
7 wars 8 wars or 50 wars he claimed he ended. What are you talking about?
Well, I'll have to Google that, Vernon. You know, some of them in Africa. You're talking about some stuff over there in the Middle East. I just took him at his word on that, and I'll Google it. But he's a peacemaker. He's a peacemaker. He's definitely a man. He's definitely. Why are you? We trying to bring peace to Venezuela right now.
Okay.
We try.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, John. You funny.
I'll next week I'll have that information for you. Now you can write that next week. I'll have the because I'll have that information for you.
Okay.
And one thing about the president, he surrounded himself with good folks, good people. That's what we're doing, and he's in tune to what they're doing. You got a good Treasury Secretary. We got a good Department of War guy. We got a good aviation guy, transportation guy, and he have a lot of meetings, Vernon. He have a lot of meetings where he bring them all in, and he really cares about the things that are going on. And I can't wait for 2026 next year.
I think the world can't wait. At least the United States can't wait to 2026, Charles. What are your predictions on the 2026 election?
Fred may not let Derek come on.
Charles, what are your predictions for the 2026 election?
Huh?
What are your predictions for the 2026 election?
If you go by history, the party that's not in power normally win during the off year. So if you go by history, it is predicted that the Democrats would take over more seats as far as the House and the Senate. But what we're doing, I think this is going to be a change. A lot of it's going to depend on. I keep talking about next year. A lot of it's going to depend on whether we can do the things that we have promised the American people that we're going to do in the spring and the summer of next year. A lot of it falls on that. A lot of folks are jumping ship, but we're in good shape to maintain the House and the Senate. But at the same time, talk is cheap, and everything else is on the highway trying to hitch a ride. So we're going to have to straighten out some of these things that were done under the Democrats. Even though we inherited, right now we're being held responsible for a lot of the stuff. We got a lot of staff out there.
Biden was held responsible for whatever Trump did in the first administration. So I understand that. So
no,
whoever's in power, don't pass the buck. The buck stopped with the man at the helm. That's the difference I see between the two organizations or between presidents. Your president don't accept responsibility for any damn thing. You know, he's always lying about stuff, bragging about stuff that's not true. That's my experience with him, and I think that the American people deserve better than that, Charles. I really do. I talk about the man. I have no admiration for him whatsoever. He has no decency. The comment he made about Meathead, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Vernon, but we're going to keep on trying, in spite of where you are. We won't let that deter us. We're going to try to.
Okay.
We're going to try to help you with whatever your goals, and we're going to help even the people who don't like us.
All right. I got Derek on right now. I believe Derek. You on, Derek?
Well, that's my buddy right there, Vernon.
I am. Despite what Brother Thornton said, I was trying to get my mother into her doctor's appointment. We were sitting in here just listening, And I was like, what? I know. Okay, we got to talk. How you doing? How you guys doing this morning?
Doing great, Derek. I hadn't seen you since I had to force that handshake over at. That's an inside thing between me and Derek.
You got all the.
Hey, Derek. See, can you flip your phone for a minute horizontally?
Okay.
Okay, there we go. All right, very good. Okay.
So
You had a question for Charles, Derek. What was it?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna have to ask, Brother Thornton. I know you don't believe that stuff you saying. No, I am. What I am gonna say is I'm thankful for what you said earlier, because I was like, oh, please, come on, about the stuff that the murders that the American government are committing for those fishermen in the waters off the coast of Venezuela, because you said, I think you said the quiet part that they didn't want to be saying, but I'm glad you said it. Y'all told the truth. This has nothing to do with drugs. This has everything
I did
to
not
do.
say that. I did not say it had nothing to do with drugs. It's the drugs, but ultimately it's regime change.
Yeah. Be fair to Charles. He did say regime change.
Ultimately, it was oil. That's what you said, because you mentioned oil like 3 times. You said they're giving people oil that you guys don't want to. And Mr. Vernon Craig, he was like, well, what does that have to do with us in the United States? And you are right. That's exactly what it is. It has everything to do with Americans or the U.S. government trying to control oil from Venezuela. They ain't got nothing to do with anything. Those people that y'all are blowing up and killing, murdering, they aren't narco terrorists that you say. Those are fishermen that are coming from Trinidad, Tobago, that are running that way. Because you got to remember, right off the coast of Venezuela is Trinidad and Tobago. That's a 30-minute boat ride. So you're not blowing up Venezuelans in the water like you say. You're blowing up Tabagonians. You're blowing up Trinidadians. Those are innocent people that ain't have nothing to do with it. And the majority of those people that you're blowing up, even the ones that are from Venezuela, and don't have anything to do with the drug trade. And if they did, y'all would release the names. You don't even know the names of the people that you're blowing up. You're just blowing up people in the water.
Every time we go to get them, they dead.
What do you mean they're there? Of course, there are fishermen in the water.
How you gonna get the name of them if they blown up?
They're people. They're fishermen. Where else would you find fishermen?
No, they're drugs. They're drugs.
Hey, gentlemen, can I interject for a minute?
Yeah.
Derek, I appreciate you coming on. Charles, I appreciate you coming on. Derek will be on tomorrow, Charles. So you have an opportunity to call in on Derek's show. We're running out of time here. Reason I interrupted you because I got to be off the air by 9 o'clock. I got another show coming in there. But y'all stay tuned for more development. We'll carry this on tomorrow when Derek comes on his segment about this. So you're welcome to call in, Charles, tomorrow to continue this conversation, okay? And folks, y'all. Okay, but I'm gonna give y'all 30 seconds each to wrap up, and then I'm gonna have to wrap up, okay?
Yeah. There's always good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. I'm looking forward to hearing what the man in the White House tonight has to say about affordability, given the fact that he's been publicly saying that it's a Democrat hoax and there's no such thing. So if you say he's going to address affordability and how he's going to make the country affordable again, I'm all in. I'm tuned in, and I suggest everybody else tune in too.
That's right. Rising tide.
All right, y'all. Speaking of tuning in, I want to make sure that you pass the word to let everybody know that Vernon this morning is information station. Is something you don't want to miss. We got a TV station, we got a radio station. We simulcasting on both TV and radio. The new radio station is what we call the radio you can see. So it's just like TV, but you can hear it on radio and hear it on TV at the same time. So, folks, thank you for being on with Vernon this morning. I'll see you in the morning at 6:30 a.m. Thank y'all so much.
Have a good day, y'all.
All righty. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I'm out of here.